Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. And today I want to talk again about emotional eating and binge eating. This topic I have devoted a couple of my previous videos on this channel, and for me this topic is really important because this emotional eating thing and binge eating, it's something that I have been doing since the time I was a teenager, and now especially I'm paying so much attention to that because I'm trying to kind of solve it. I'm trying to use different techniques and different things to improve my relationship with food. And today especially I want to talk about this idea of difference between real hunger, real physical true hunger, and emotional hunger. Maybe for some of you it will be like obvious thing, like duh, but it was not always like that for me, and I believe this video might be useful for people who also kind of just starting their journey in that direction, and perhaps it's hard for them as it was for me to understand this line, to understand this difference between when you're really hungry and when you have like real, maybe even physical craving to eat some particular type of food, and when it's all about emotions that could be somehow solved, could be somehow managed in a different way. So it's not necessary to indulge yourself in some food, especially when you go for not so healthy options, which kind of preventing you from reaching your goals. So first of all, if we're talking about true hunger, this is something that comes slowly. It is not something like suddenly you feel hungry and you feel like you can like eat a lot. No, it's something that's slowly growing. You feel that you're hungry, and you can satisfy this hunger with normal food. It's like, probably you heard this from some other influencers. It's like, imagine you have an apple and you're hungry. If you're really hungry, you will want to eat that apple. But in case you feel like, okay, I don't want apple, I want that cookie, or I want that bowl of ice cream, that probably it's not about real hunger, physical hunger, it's about emotional hunger. Another thing, it's kind of connected to this, when you are opting for some specific food. So it's not like any food will be okay for you to satisfy your hunger. It can be something sweet, it can be something savory, it can be like normal food, it can be fast food, doesn't matter. The main idea is to satisfy your hunger. But in case it's something like you want something specific, like you want pizza, you want tiramisu, you want ice cream, then in this case probably it's all about the emotional hunger, not like real true physical hunger. So when it comes to real hunger, it cannot happen fast, but emotional hunger can happen like suddenly, even when you had a proper meal. Let's say you are not hungry, you cannot be physically hungry because you have just had this big proper meal full of protein or whatever, but suddenly you feel like, oh my god, I want ice cream, or oh my god, I want pizza, or oh my god, I want something else. Then it's definitely about emotional hunger. And these things kind of obvious, it's like no-brainer, but it does take time and it does take effort to understand the difference, to like stop yourself and ask yourself these questions. Am I really hungry? Now when I want to eat this pizza, or now when I want to eat this something different, why do I want to eat it? Am I really hungry? Do I really want to eat and satisfy my emotional hunger, my physical hunger, or is it actually about my emotional hunger? And maybe now I'm dealing with something. Maybe today I had a stressful day. Maybe today something else happened. And in order to compensate it somehow, this is what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to eat this cake, for example. And it's kind of not easy it's kind of hard. Especially it's hard to catch this pause moment when you say, okay, like to find this point when you can stop before you act. Let's say you had the idea, I'm hungry. And normally when you have this idea that we are hungry, we are immediately jumping to action. We go to fridge, we go to shop, we order something and we eat. The trick is, at least this is how it works for me, before you actually act on that, before you eat the food, pause and think and try to analyze. Have I had a proper meal already? Yes, no. If yes, was it enough for me? Did I feel any satisfaction from this process? Okay. And if it's still no, then why? Why I want to eat it now? Why I feel hungry? Is there any problem that bothers me? Is there something that I actually need to solve, I actually need to think about and solve it instead of actually indulging into this food and maybe numb this feeling temporarily, distract myself from thinking about it, again, temporary, but eventually it's not gonna solve my problem, but it will add additional problem on my list. And it's like to feeling physically not so good, to feel bloated, to feel unhappy, to feel like a failure because you couldn't stop and control your hunger, or you gain weight, or you cannot reach your weight loss goals or your health goals. It's such a complex thing, and like it's kind of easy to talk about that and easy to deal with somebody who have never dealt with similar issues. But for those who kind of in that kind of circle, in that type of habit of behaving like that, it's obviously not easy. And I know it because even though I'm trying now to be more cautious about that, I'm trying to pay more attention to the quality of food I'm eating, and I'm trying to stop myself and ask all those important questions, it's still such a hard thing because it's like a habit. You're hungry, you have this emotion, you have this stress, you have it whatsoever, and you immediately trying to solve this issue with food. And because you feel good for a while you're eating, so you are not thinking about that. Or while you just ate like enormous amount of food, especially high in fat, high in carbs, high in calories, and you kind of feel better because of this dopamine splash, etc. And it kind of feels, okay, I'm going to eat, so I'm going to help myself to deal with these problems. But it's actually like self-lying, it's like illusion. The only way really to deal with those problems is actually to deal with those problems. And just replacing it with food eventually creates more problems. And I wish there would be an easier solution. I truly wish so, because it would be also so much easier to handle and to manage my binge eating and emotional eating episodes. But it kind of feels, at least the way I feel about it now, we just need to deal with ourselves. We need to listen to ourselves. We need to ask ourselves important questions. We need to treat ourselves like our best friend, like our child, like somebody we love. So we need to come to the solution of these issues from the point of love, from the point of respect, from the point of caring about ourselves. And even though it sounds simple, it's definitely not easy, because it takes time to break those habits. It takes time to change the direction of your behavior once you have this nagging feeling that you want to eat. But I do believe that with time it comes easier, because it's like you're building new habits, you're building these new neural connections in your brain. And first it's hard, because this is something your brain has no habit of dealing with. It's not get used to doing it. But with the time, with repetition, with some efforts, and again, there are better days, there are worse days, it does come easier. And you start feeling like, okay, now I have more days when I am able to handle this issue. Okay, maybe it's not perfect, maybe it's not every single day, but the situation is getting better, and this is how I feel now. I'm far from perfect place, I'm far from solving this issue completely, But if I look at myself back 4 months ago, and I'm looking at the situation now, I'm definitely in a way better place than before, way better. And one thing that I want to add, I found it useful for me, maybe you find it also useful for you, is the idea of meeting your hunger. Unfortunately or fortunately, we live in the time when we're not always even able to experience real physical hunger. It's like when we just feel a small hunger, or we just have a certain time when it's lunchtime or breakfast time or whatever, and we just eat immediately. But it's a nice feeling to get to know your hunger. Like maybe on purpose you can do fasting for one day or for a half of the day, and at least to understand what is your physical hunger. How does it feel? How does it feel in your stomach? How does it feel in your head? How do you feel physically? So next time when you need to analyze if it's like a real physical hunger or is it emotional hunger, you don't need to guess, because you will have a real experience of having hunger. And once you have it, you know how it looks like, you know how to deal with that. So you don't need to ask these questions. So I hope this video was useful for you. This is an important topic, and I continue making videos about that because I find it's really important. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon.